Hi loves, welcome to my channel. Okay, so I need to talk about this because this is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently, and that's the way that we spend our evening. And I think for us girls, we are constantly busy throughout the day, and the evening is like mainly the only time we get for that reset. So that bit of the day is really, really crucial for our well being as well. Like mornings are chaos, you're trying to get out that door, and then throughout the day, throughout midday to the afternoon, you might be at work or you might be attending lectures, and then you've just got that evening, and then it's like, oh, what do I do? Should I have organized my day a bit better so that I had more free time in the evening and stuff like that? You're always on somebody else's clock, especially throughout the entirety of the day, especially if you're working or if you're seeing to your children or if you're at a university lecture. But then when you've got that evening, it's like that's like your own time, right? So that's your own time, that's your time to yourself, and nobody can take that time away from you as well. So organizing that evening is really, really crucial, and being able to make the most out of that time as well. So I'd get home, I'd sit in my bed, and then I'd keep scrolling until my eyes were so heavy to the point I'd just fall asleep. But then the next morning, I'd wake up, and then despite me having 8 hours of sleep, I was still really, really exhausted. So I started changing a few things, just small things, nothing too crazy, and it's actually made such a difference to how I feel now as well. So what I want to do today is I wanted to sit down and share the tips that I've used to make my evenings a little bit more meaningful and a little bit more structured and productive, because I feel a lot of you may also relate to me on that aspect. So let's just get into it. So the first thing, and I know this sounds very, very small, so hear me out, but just switching off your main lights in the evening. Second I get in, if it's the evening, the first thing that I'm switching off is those overhead white lighting. I don't know what it is, but overhead lighting just makes everything seem so clinical and is so bright, and is sometimes just harsh on the eye, especially if you're tired after such a long day. It makes my brain feel that it's 9 a.m. and I need to be productive, when in reality it's not, like you're trying to get ready for bed. So trying to switch off those lights will really stimulate your brain to get ready for bed as well. So instead I'll put a lamp on instead, and if I'm not rushing for time, I might also light a candle, just a nice candle, and especially if it smells nice, it's gonna make you feel a lot more nice and cozy as well after such a long day. So it'll feel so softer and so calmer, and it sounds so silly that lighting can make such a big difference, but try it out if you don't believe me. Try switching off those main beam lights in the evening when you come back from your very long day, and just trying on those smaller ambient lights, or just ordering from Amazon, eBay, or like Etsy, those different ambient lights. Like orange lighting or warm tone lighting is really, really good, and it's easier on the eyes as well, so it also gets you in that mode of getting ready to sleep as well afterwards. And the thing is, you don't need to buy anything special either. I see people buying those £40 Himalayan lamps, which, trust me, they are very, very nice, but like any warm ambient light will do the same job. Like it's just trying to make that lighting a lot more warmer rather than having that harsh white light to the eye. It's not even about the lamp, it's the fact that you created this cute little cue for yourself that basically just says like, okay, the working part of the day is done now, and now it's time for you to just relax and spend that evening working on yourself, spending time on yourself, and just relaxing after such a long day. I made some banana milkshake today for me and my family, and I've had this glass like cup for a while now. Actually, it was gifted to me from a friend for my birthday, and I love this to bits. I actually want to start making, like, those like nice fancy coffee things that you get from Starbucks. Just a little thing. I literally have no idea when it comes to coffee and tea and all that sort of stuff, so I do want to get into it because I like the whole aesthetic about it. But yeah, opted for some banana milkshake for this time. Okay, so for the next tip, this is a big one, and for me this made the biggest difference, but it's also the hardest one to stick to. So basically an hour or two before I want to go to sleep, so my phone will go to the other side of the room, face down, and airplane mode on if I'm feeling really disciplined about trying to cut that screen time as well for that evening. And I know that sounds intense, but it's not about trying to be extreme, especially when you're trying to implement something like this into your daily routine. It's literally just because whenever I noticed that my phone was near me in the evening, I actually wasn't relaxing, I was just half there, scrolling through everybody else's night instead of having my own, if that basically makes sense. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the first few times I tried this, I felt so uncomfortable with it. I was not able to adapt to it. Like, I kept trying to pick my phone up out of habit, even though it wasn't there. It was very difficult to get used to. It's genuinely the part of the evening that I oddly look most forward to, actually, because you're just spending that time for yourself, essentially. And it's the only proper quiet that my brain gets in that day as well. I get quite a busy day, even though for me it's summer holidays, so forgot to mention, but I'm a first year uni student, going to my second year in September, but I've got a lot of errands to run, and also work part-time as well, so that's the only time I get for peace and quiet, basically. Look, if going full phone free sounds impossible for 2 or 3 hours right now, that's literally just fine. Just start off with 20 minutes first of all, and then build up over time. Don't set yourself unrealistic goals that you know you're going to struggle to achieve and you're going to be put off. You might implement these goals for a couple of days, and then you just don't see it ever again. Because that's what I get with me in exercise, for an example. I'd exercise and I'd set unrealistic goals in the past. I'd follow them for a couple of days, but then you get so put off, it's just like it stops, and then you stop exercising again. That's what happened to me. So set those realistic goals, maybe 20 minutes without phone in the evening, and then build it up over time. Even that tiny bit will make a difference to how you sleep as well. Okay, next one, and this is something that most of us do. Some of you guys may not enjoy this, but it's skincare. Skincare is so crucial. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I used to stand there at the sink, just wash my face, brushing my teeth, really tired, not really paying any attention to what I was doing, but basically just rushing through that just so I can get into bed and scroll on TikTok, or see to my messages that I didn't get time to reply to in the day and stuff like that. I was literally in and out in 90 seconds, which was insane to think about it now, how much I didn't really spend time, looking after my skin, which I think is really important. And now what I try to do is I try to really slow down that process and make it seem like a ritual more than a chore. I'll put some music on and I'll spend time actually massaging the products into my skin as well, which is also actually really good for lymphatic drainage. So have a look at some videos on that. TikTok and YouTube are really good when it comes to following stuff like that. It's meant to reduce the puffiness in your face as well. You don't even need a gua sha or those jade rollers. You can literally just use your hands. It's all in the motions that you use, so have a look at that on YouTube as well. And it's become one of my favorite parts of the day. It sounds dramatic for skincare, but it is true. You don't need some sort of crazy 10-step skincare routine for this to work, by the way. Even if you've got 3 products, it's not about how much you're doing, it's about the way that you're doing it. Again, the next one is so simple, but it instantly makes the evening feel a lot more special. And it's actually just making something warm to drink for myself, and actually just sitting down properly and enjoying that drink as well. Rather than drinking the first thing that I see, whatever's closest to me, that might be like a can of Coke or something, and then just doing 5 other things at the same time, really trying to prioritize my health and trying to make that healthy drink as well. And not just it doesn't have to be anything like tea. It could be anything that you think that you've grown up with. Like for me, I like to have turmeric and milk before I go to bed. I think for me that's it's nice and warm, and it just makes you a bit more sleepy as well. So that's something I look forward to in the evenings. I think we really underestimate how such a small ritual can really shift your entire evening, and I mean that in a good way. It gives you this little natural pause between the busy part of the day and actually winding down as well. So once I've got my drink, instead of picking up my phone straight away, which, let's be honest, it is like an instinct, I'll either read a few pages of whatever book I'm reading currently, or I could just journal for a bit as well. Just make notes of how my day was, just really reflect on the day that I've had, whether that was bad or good, and just be able to keep a mental note of that as well. And with journaling, I think it's so important. It doesn't have to be pages and pages of how I felt at this moment of time in the day. I mean, you should be more than happy to do that if you want to, but it could just be 3 simple lines of, okay, this is what I did in the day, this is how I felt, and then maybe something that you're grateful for in the day. It makes you feel a lot more happier about the what you got in the day, because the way that I think of it is that I'm grateful I've got a roof over my head. There are a lot more other people who are in a situation that are struggling, so you should always be grateful for what you've got. So having that gratitude is very important in your life. And by doing this, I've noticed that there's such a big difference now in the way that my routine is and the way that I sleep with journaling compared to when I don't, as well, because then I don't truly reflect like how my day was and I just go straight to sleep. It feels like start, stop, start, stop. Like, you're not a robot, you are human, you do have emotions, and noting those down is very, very important. And if reading and journaling isn't your thing, maybe just sitting down in bed and just like closing your eyes and having that, like a couple of seconds just to think about how your day went does the same thing as well. The reason why I recommend journaling is because then you can visualize that as well. But if that's not for you, then maybe, just trying that out as well. Just try out both meditation and stuff like that as well. That does help clear your mind, and it doesn't feel that like you're rushed into just going to bed straight away. And the last thing that I do, which I think is so, so important, is setting up your clothes for the next day. Set up, make your room tidy. Make your room very tidy so that when, you don't have to like polish everything. But just putting away a few books that were on your desk, or, folding up some clothes. Set out your clothes for the next day. It really does help to, it helps you in the morning, especially if you've got busy mornings. For example, a lot of moms, if you guys got kids and you're trying to get them ready for school and stuff like that, then at least if you got your clothes ready the next morning, it's so much more easier. And then I've started implementing that over time, and it's just made my mornings a lot more quicker to go through. Yeah, those are a few things that I've implemented in my evenings to make me feel a lot more calmer, a lot more collected, and then for the next day, feeling a lot more refreshed and not drained because I was just forced to wake up for work the next day, but you feel a lot more well rested. Those 8 hours of sleep that you're getting are a lot more productive, rather than getting 8 hours of sleep but you're still feeling really sleepy. If you end up doing any of these, do comment down how you found them, and just comment like every now and then how you find that progression, because I'd really love to know as well if you guys found this useful. If you guys did find this useful, feel free to drop a like, share the video, and subscribe as well. I'm more than happy to make a second part. In fact, I want to make a second part on morning routine tips as well, to make your day just flow a lot more better. So if you guys did like this video, feel free to do those, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.